Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everyone. And kung anong oras nyo man po ito napapanood ngayon, isang magandang araw po sa ating lahat. By the way, I am Sir Rod from College of Our Lady of Mercy. Alright, so for today's discussion, we're going to talk about the CPR, understanding the basic steps and importance of CPR. And I know karamihan sa inyo, dear students, ay familiar na sa term na CPR. No? Usually ito ay naririnig natin every time na may emergency or may mga uh, nalulunod, nahihimatay, ganito, ganyan. No? But before I formally start the discussion, I'd like to put a disclaimer, no? Gusto ko lang disclaimer. Important reminder, this presentation is intended for educational purposes only and provides a basic introduction to CPR and AED use. It is not a substitute for formal CPR or AED certification or hands-on training. CPR and AED skills require proper hands-on training and practice under a qualified instructor. Do not rely on slides alone to perform CPR or use an AED in a real emergency. Yun po ay important reminders. Okay? So let's start. What are the learning objectives? Ano nga ba yung goal natin for today's discussion? Of course, at the end of this session, you are going to define CPR. Ano nga ba ang CPR? Number two, identify the basic steps in performing CPR. So what are the step-by-step procedure in performing CPR? Number three, you're going to demonstrate proper hand placement and chest compression technique. And lastly, you're going to recognize the importance of an automated external defibrillator or AED. Later on, malalaman nyo po kung ano ibig sabihin ng AED, kung ano nga ba yung AED na yan, isa ba yung equipment, no? Lagi ba yung kasama ng mga emergency rescuer natin na tinatawag every time na may emergency? Ayan, malalaman natin later on. So yun po. Now, let's define what is CPR. Commonly, no, usually ang alam ng mga bata, ang alam ng iba, ay yung CPR na term lang, but they don't know the definition or the meaning of CPR. So, CPR means C for cardio, P for pulmonary, and R for resuscitation or cardiopulmonary resuscitation po ang CPR. Yan na, medyo nakakabulol lang siya. It's like a tongue twister, no? CPR is an emergency life-saving procedure performed when a person's heart has stopped beating effectively and they are not breathing normally. So ayun po, ang CPR ay isang emergency life-saving procedure. Ito ay ginagawa especially kapag ang tao or the victim ay tumigil ang heartbeat. And of course, nahihirapan siyang huminga or hindi normal yung paghinga niya. No? Kaya nga po siya ay tinawag na emergency life-saving procedure kasi ginagawa lang siya kapag ganito na yung nangyayari doon sa victim or kapag emergency na talaga na kailangang i-perform ang CPR. No? So, ano nga bang CPR? Ano yung ano niya, parang ano ang ginagawa sa CPR? So, meron siyang dalawa. Of course, we have the chest compressions and rescue breaths. So, ito yung ginagawa sa CPR. Nagkakaroon ng chest compressions. Ang chest compressions, ang goal nito is to help the victim circulate blood to the brain and other vital organs. Yun po ang gampanin ng chest compressions or goal ng chest compressions. Rescue breaths, on the other hand, it helps the victim provide oxygen po, no? Para at least mabigyan ng supply ng oxygen. And then later on, malaman natin kung ang rescue breaths ba ay kailangang gawin ng lahat ng mga uh, rescuer or depende, ganyan. Alamin po natin later on. Sige, and always remember po, no, laging tatandaan that CPR does not restart every stopped heart. Its main purpose is to maintain blood circulation and oxygen delivery until further help arrives. So, ang CPR ay hindi po siya totally na nakakapag, what we call this one, nakakapag-restart ng heartbeat na nag-stop na, no? But its main purpose is to maintain blood circulation and oxygen. Nagsusupply ng kahit papano oxygen hanggat sa dumating yung emergency rescuer, no, na tinawagan ninyo. Ayun po. So, kailan nga ba ginagawa ang CPR? Kailan mo siya dapat gawin? No? CPR may be needed when a person is unresponsive. No? Hindi siya nagre-response. Wala. Unconscious siya. It's not breathing normally. Hindi humihinga ng normal. Iba yung paghinga niya. Iba yung way ng paghinga niya. And of course, has no signs of normal circulation. Halimbawa, no, nakakita ka ng isang tao na nag-collapse bigla. And then, nilapitan mo, kung kakilala mo siya, tawagan mo yung pangalan niya, and then, tapikin mo ng hindi masyadong malakas or hindi masyadong mahina yung kanyang shoulder. Then after that, pag hindi siya nagre-respond, no, doon sa tapik or doon sa tawag mo, and napansin mo din na hindi siya masyadong humihinga ng maayos, no? So, anong kailangan mong gawin? Of course, you have to act quickly and begin the emergency response. So, dito na po tayo magsisimula talaga. Pag-uusapan na natin yung 5 basic steps of CPR. No? Ano yung emergency response na yun? Now, let's proceed with the 5 basic steps of CPR. Okay. Step 1, no? Ito po yung pinaka-step 1 na lagi niyong tatandaan. Ang step 1 is you have to check for safety, no? Check the scene. So before approaching, bago ka lumapit doon sa tao, i-make sure mo muna itong tatlong ito. Look for possible dangers. Tingnan mo kung meron pa bang mga somehow possibility na magdulot ng additional risk, no, or danger doon sa victim or sa'yo or sa mga taong nakapaligid. Kaya nga, check the scene. And then number 2, make sure the area is safe for you. Safe para sa'yo yung area, and of course, and most especially to the victim. And then number 3, do not rush into a dangerous situation. No, wag ka pong agad magmadali or magpanic or, no, i-make sure mo muna na clear yung area or malayo sa risk. Lagi mo ding tatandaan na kapag ikaw ay tumutulong or you are willing to save yung tao, no, the victim, you're willing to save the victim, you also have to consider the safety first, no? Kailangan mo munang i-assure yung safetyness or yung safety mo. Because you cannot effectively help someone if you become another victim, no? Very po yung statement, ang ganda. Ang ganda ng statement kasi totoo nga naman, hindi ka makakatulong kung ikaw mismo ay magiging biktima din or na-involved din dun sa halimbawa, nasa kayo, pool area, no? May kakilala ka or may tao na nalunod, and then ikaw sa pagmamadali, sa taranta mo, but you are willing to save his or her, no? Dali-dali kang pumunta, tumalon dun sa bigla kang nadulas doon sa gilid ng pool. Dahil nga pool yun, so mas expected na medyo madulas, nadulas ka, tas natumba ka, di isa ka pa dun sa isi-save ng mga tao, no? Unlike kapag kumilos ka ng hindi natatalanta ng maayos, mase-save niyo ng, maayos 'no, yung humihingi ng tulong, yung nalulunod. So, dapat you have to consider din na before ka lumusong or sumugod doon sa scene, tingnan mo muna kung safe ba, 'no? Huwag kang mag-panic agad para at least hindi hindi ka maging isa dun sa mga tutulungan or ise-save. Hopefully, i-take note niyo po ito kasi napaka-importante nito. Because once again, you cannot effectively help someone if you become another victim. Ayan. Step 2 naman tayo, you have to check responsiveness and call for help. No, check and call. Paano nga ba ginagawa itong check and call na 'to? First, you have to check the responsiveness, 'no? Tap the person's shoulder gently and ask, "Are you okay?" Kung kilala mo yung tao, ah, sabihin mo yung pangalan niya para mag-respond siya agad after mong tapikin and then tanungin mo, "Okey ka lang ba? Are you okay?" Ganyan, 'no? Tapos if there is no response at all, kung wala siyang response, dito ka na tatawag. Eto na yung call, 'no? Shout for help. So kung may mga taong nakapaligid sa inyo, tawagin mo sila, hingi ka ng tulong. Activate emergency medical services. Tawagin niyo yung, mga possible na puwede kayong tulungan, yung makapagresponde agad, gaya ng 911 or kung ano man yung pinakamalapit o pinaka-accessible na emergency medical services malapit sa inyo, sa senaryo, 'no? And then of course after that, so kapag nakapagtawag ka na ng, 911 or kung sino man 'yan, you have to ask someone, 'no, to get an AED. So later on malalaman niyo po kung ano 'tong AED na 'to kasi isa 'to sa mga pinakaimportanteng laging dapat dinadala regardless kung, ah, kinailangan or hindi dapat lagi itong dala ng mga rescuer kasi ang laking tulong ng AED po. Isa itong, it's like a portable equipment na nadadala kahit saan, hindi man siya mabigat talaga. So, kaya nga portable 'no, nadadala siya everywhere. Okay, and after that you have to check for normal breathing 'no. Check mo yung normal breathing nung tao. So, natapos ka na kasi dun sa responsiveness, tapos ka na din dun sa pagtawag ng tulong from medical services, check mo yung breathing naman, yung paghinga. Okay, then after that, doon ka palang gagawa ng step number 3 which is decompression. Begin chest compressions, 'no? If the person is unresponsive and not breathing normally, ano yung mga dapat mong gawin? Ito na. First, you have to place the person on a firm and flat surface. No, kailangan maayos yung paglalatagan mo dun sa tao. Kailangan flat surface. Number 2, you have to kneel beside the person's chest. Tumabi ka lang o lumuhod ka malapit dun sa part na kung saan nasa side ka nung person's chest o ng victim's chest. Na nasa may malapit na dibdib na part or upper part of his or her body. Kasi hindi mo magagawa yung chest compressions kung napakalayo mo dun sa ano, di ba? Then after that, you have to place the heel of one hand in the center of the chest. Yung heel po, kung meron tayong heel sa paa, we also have heel sa may kamay, no? I-place mo yung heel mo, yung isang heel lang, doon sa pinaka-center ng chest or ng dibdib. And then place the other hand on top. And then ipe-place mo lang yung isang kamay doon sa top nung isang kamay pa. Okay? And then interlock your fingers. Ilalock mo lang yung nasa top. Iko-connect lang siya doon sa pinaka-naunang naka-place doon sa chest. Later, may papakita akong picture. So, keep your arms straight. Kapag gumagawa po ng compression or CPR, kailangan hindi nakabend yung elbow o yung arm. No, kailangan straight lang po yan. Pantay dapat ang shoulder sa hand. Push hard and fast. Okay? So, ito po yung mga pictures para at least may idea kayo kung paano yung proper. Pero wala pa ako naka-reading video, but if you want to meron naman po tayong mga available sources sa YouTube. Make sure na reliable po yung pagkukuhanan niyo ng information. Okay? So ito po mga picture na ipapakita ko ay galing po ito sa Mayo Foundation for Medical Education and Research. And yung isa naman is from Cleveland Clinic. So, maasahan naman po na tama yung pinrovide na picture. Okay, so ganyan po yung position. Nakita nyo, hindi nakabend yung elbows nila. Straight lang. And then, ito exclusively for adults, no? 100 daw to 120 compressions per minute, especially sa mga adult. And kung gagawin mo lang ay compression lang uh, uh, without giving his or her a breaths, no? Hindi mo siya bibigyan ng hangin. Okay? And then, yung regarding naman sa depth or lalim or force na ibibigay mo dun sa compression, at least daw 2 inches. 2 inches daw, no? Kasi para makontract yung heart ng victim. Kasi yun talaga yung pinaka-purpose mo. You have to contract the organ which is the heart para mag-circulate no ng maayos yung blood and yung oxygen or yung airway. Now, then after that, after po ng step 3, step 4 tayo, you have to open the airway and give breaths. Sige, alamin natin kung lahat ba ay kailangang, is it required or mandatory na magbigay ng breaths doon sa victim or partly, no? Or kumbaga, it's optional. Okay? For a trained rescuer who is willing and able to provide rescue breaths, use the 30-2 ratio. Okay? Ito ay para sa mga trained rescuer lang or yung mga nakakaalam and willing at kayang magbigay ng rescue breaths. No? So, sundin po yung tinatawag na 30-2 ratio. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung 30 and ano nga ba yung 2? Yung 30 is the chest compression and yung 2 is the rescue breaths. No? So, meron siyang interval. So, hindi lahat or ano ba to? Hindi kailangang kumbaga all the way compression lang ang gagawin mo. So, kung you are willing and you are able and you are trained rescuer, pwede ka pong magbigay ng rescue breaths, no? So, after the 30 chest compressions, ibigay mo yung dalawang rescue breaths. And then, after 30 compressions nga, ayun, open the airway and give 2 breaths. And then, return immediately to chest compressions. Then, after that, balik ka ulit sa pagko-compress, no? Hanggat hindi nagkakamalay yung tao o bumabalik yung kanyang normal breathing and circulation, no? Okay. So again, uulitin ko po ang pinaka-importanting dapat nyong malaman. If you are not trained or unwilling to give rescue breaths, hands-on only CPR is an option for adults and teens in many emergency situations. So kahit ano lang siya, no? Compression lang talaga. Kung hindi ka willing and you are not able and hindi ka trained regarding sa pagbibigay ng rescue breath, so it's okay na compression ang gawin. Or pwede rin naman, no? But you have to confirm it. Pero sa pagkakalam ko, pwede kayong mag-ask sa mga nasa, kung may marunong mag-rescue breaths. So, pwede po yun. While ikaw yung nagko-compress. Okay? And then after that, step 5 naman, the last step. No? Continue CPR. Wag mong titigilan. Wag kang susuko. Na hanggat hindi mo nakikita yung good sign doon sa victim. Continue cycles of 30 compressions and 2 breaths. Ipagpatuloy mo lang hanggat hindi. Ayan. Continue until the person shows signs of life. Hanggat hindi umu-okay yung ah, status nung victim, no? An AED is ready to be used. Ipagpatuloy mo din hangga't hindi pa okay o hindi pa ready yung AED o yung device or basta yung AED, no? And then another trained rescuer takes over. Ipagpatuloy mo lang din hangga't hindi dumarating yung papalit sa'yo na rescuer. Okay? And then continue until emergency responders arrive and take over. Ayun nga, ipagpatuloy mo hangga't hindi dumarating yung mga rescuer, no, hangga't hindi ka pinapalitan. And then ituloy mo hangga't hindi ka napapagod. And always remember, no, don't give up too soon. No, wag ka agad mag-give up na parang wala naman nangyayari, no? Parang hindi naman siya umu-okay. Don't give up, no? Especially kung nakatawag naman na kayo ng rescuer. Ipagpatuloy mo lang hangga't hindi sila dumarating. Malay mo, ikaw pala yung makapagbigay ng normal breathing dun sa victim. And then, ang gagawin na lang ng mga rescuer is at least nabigay mo yung first aid na kailangan ng victim. So, hindi na masyadong ganon kahirap for the rescuer yung magiging procedure nila or kung ano man po yung gagawin nila. So, this time, pag-usapan natin kung ano nga ba yung ulit-ulit nyong naririnig na AED. No? So, when we say AED, it is an automated external defibrillator. So, yun po yung AED. An AED is a portable device that analyzes the person's heart rhythm, determines whether an electric shock is appropriate, and provides voice or visual instructions to guide the rescuer. So yun po ang ginagawa ng isang AED. Ina-analyze niya yung heart rhythm ng isang tao o the victim. Nagbibigay siya ng electric shock. Nagbibigay siya ng enough or sufficient na electric shock para makatulong dun sa victim. It also provides a visual instructions or voice, no? May maririnig kang magsasalita dun sa AED na maybe ibibigay siya mga instruction na kailangan mong sundin, no? Napaka-importanteng kailangan mong sundin. At yun ang ating paalala, no? Important, follow the AED's instructions para mas magawa niyo ng effectively, efficiently, no, yung emergency proceeding, okay? And then, CPR and AED work together. So, napaka-importanting right after ng CPR, may AED. Kailangang magkasama or kailangan parehong ginawa or gagawin, no? CPR, it maintains blood circulation. Yung pag-pump, yung pag-compress or yung pagbibigay ng breaths, no, dun sa victim is it maintains the blood circulation. While AED, on the other hand, it can deliver a shock when indicated. Emergency medical care or yung mga responder or yung mga rescuer natin, they provide advanced treatment. So after you give, after mong mabigyan ng first aid yung victim, sila naman nun ang gagawa ng paraan kung paano nila bibigyan ng advanced treatment or ng further proceeding yung victim, no? So yun po. And then, early CPR, no, yung paggagawa o pagpa-perform ng CPR plus the early defibrillation or AED can improve the chances of survival from cardiac arrest. Napaka-importante po ng role ng mga rescuers, especially ng mga gumagawa ng CPR and nag-aano ng AED, nagpe-perform ng AED kasi nalilesen or possible na hindi talaga natutuloy yung possible na cardiac arrest doon sa victim. That's why very important na malaman nyo po talaga on how to perform a CPR and AED application or how will you apply it, no, on the real scenario. So napaka-importante din I advise, no, grade dear students, kung anumang grade level po ang nanonood ngayon, I advise na umattend po kayo sa mga training talaga na related sa like this, no? CPR, ganyan. Okay. So now, since you have already uh, learned the CPR proceedings and AED, no? So on and so forth, may bibigay po akong question na pwede niyong sagutan sa comment section, no? Sagutan niyo lang po doon and then I will check. Magla-like po ako pag tama yung sinagot. Anyway, itong question is related naman po siya sa discussion, no? So what would you do? Anong dapat mong gawin kapag, no, let's say for instance, you are walking in the school hallway when you see a person suddenly collapse, na naglalakad ka sa hallway and then may nakita kang student or teacher or kung sino man yan, no, na biglang nag-collapse kalagitnaan ng hallway. You approach the person and discover that that they do not respond and are not breathing normally. Ano po yung dapat mong gawin? A. Immediately give two rescue breaths. B. Check that the scene is safe and assess responsiveness. Or letter C. Give the person water and wait for them to recover. Or letter D. Move the person to a chair and ask what happened. Ayun po. Sige, pakilagay na lang po sa comment section. Pwede nyo pong i-post yung video para makapaglagay kayo ng sagot. And then after that, try to reflect, no? So why does CPR matter? Bakit napaka-importante na malaman nyo kung paano pine-perform or how to apply CPR? So if you were the first person to witness someone collapse, would you be prepared to act? Why? Or why not? Ayun po. Para sa ating panghuling slide, no? Learn CPR, be ready to help. You could save a life. In an emergency, knowing what to do can make a difference, no? Kaya nga po ulit-ulit ko sinasabi kanina na it's very important. It's significant for you to know the proceedings or how to perform a CPR, no? Kailangan mong maging ready palagi, ready kang tumulong. Again, huwag magpapanik. And then you could save a life kapag alam mo lahat ng emergency proceedings kung ano yung mga dapat gawing first aid. Iba pa rin kapag may alam ka. Kaya nga sabi ni Kuya Kim, di ba? Ayun. So hopefully may natutunan po kayo for today's session. I will appreciate kung ma-appreciate ko po kung kayo ay mag-leave ng comment at sasagutan nyo itong tanong na ito sa comment section. Yun lang po for today's session. Maraming salamat sa pakikinig and have a great day. Thank you so much po.